understand another aspect, because especially our module 2, which we are in right this moment, is basically talking about pictures, shapes, character, all that, uh, formatting them, and of course working on the timeline, adjusting the timeline according to the the time, and also the arrangement of the object, and also when you want the objects to be appear. So anything on the slide is basically is object. That object could be anything from the insert button. It could be these character, photo, illustration, or buttons, dial, anything. So we need to ensure the arrangement of the objects on the slide happens correctly. So what we will do now, we will see the usage of picture, and using the picture, how we can make an interaction, right? So first what we do, I'll just show you what exactly we are intended to do. Yeah, while we will be using the picture and the hotspot. Okay, so I'm going to first show you what exactly is the, output which we are going to see. And then I will demonstrate it step by step how you have to do it. Okay, so I'm just at this moment previewing this scene for you, this particular scene. Okay, so first few slides, I've just left it blank. So I'm just going to click. Yeah, there we go. So this is a basic scenario which we created. What is a scenario? Which is we're going to hunt for Treasure Island. Yeah. And there's a trigger button. You can see here, start button. So to start the hunt for a Treasure Island, you can also do it this way. You can bring a character, and character can speak, start your hunt, start your journey to hunt for a Treasure Island. Something like the dialogue. And then we click on the start button. Moment we click on the start button, then we reach a scene where we have to look for a hidden clues. Just so you need to find the right clue where you will find the map to go to the Treasure Island. That description can be also given on the top panel if you wanted, or it can be also given in the form of a voiceover. So here I have to click on the right place. So if I'm clicking, searching for it, there's not getting it, right? So I select this area and say, okay, if I just select this area, it's not going to allow it, say incorrect. So I try again. Again, I try this one. It says correct. So I got the correct. This is, that's right. You selected the right response. I click on the continue button now. So this is a response slide, which has come in the form of a layer. And then this is a, again, review of the quiz. I can click on the review quiz. And there we go. It says that great job. Here's a map to the Treasure Island. Let's board the ship. So again, it says that enter ship. Yeah, so I need to click on this to enter the ship. I click on this. Yeah, I think the trigger is not being set. So if I click on this, I should be able to reach up to this particular scene. I need to just set that trigger. I haven't set the trigger, I think, for that. Yeah, so what we are trying to do is basically do a small scenario where we are making the learner interact, and ultimately they will enter this particular scene. So let me just connect it so that you can also view it. Okay, let me just show you first how to do it. I'm going to come back to that particular part of it because initial part is important. So what you do, you go to a blank, slide, and you click on this slides and click on this free form question. Yeah, I'll show you two ways to do it. One is this way, and the second is not like a question, but just like a just a kind of a game kind of a thing. Click on the hotspot. This is the first approach, which is more often used, and click on insert that. So once again, remember, go to slides, click on free form, and then click on hotspot, this option, and then say insert. Okay, and after that, we need to choose a particular image, because our whole task today is basically using image, how we can create interaction, images, pictures, etc. So you can see once you insert a form, which you did just now, the hotspot form, the slide view will be plain like this. Once we start inserting things in our form view, then things will appear in your slide view, that the objects will appear in your slide view. So at this moment in my form view, I have to go to my form view and choose the image which I want to use. So I've just saved one image, the same image, perhaps I can use it. This is an image. So I can start with that image and say, The image is loaded. The image can be anything, just showing you using the same. And then you add some hotspot. See here, hotspot shape can be anything. But what exactly is a hotspot? Anybody? Yes. So basically, we create some indications on the picture or on the screen, which learner need to identify to know more about it or to answer to a particular question. It could be in the form of a questions also. So hotspot is basically the place of the screen where we are placing certain, indication. So here what we do, we create some hotspots. Let's say this could be one hotspot. All you need to just click on this add button and add any shape of hotspot, as you can see it over here. By default, it's taking the first button as an answer, but you can always change it. Let's say you see the green one. So on the screen, whatever hotspots you are adding, let's say a free form hotspot like this. Yeah, it's been again red. I can change this to as a correct answer. Right? So adding more hotspot, let's say over here, and adding one more hotspot over here, adding one more free form hotspot over here on the cap of this particular person who will be venturing through. There we go, done. Yeah. So you can decide where will you like to have a correct answer. So if learner clicks on this place, this television, then only it will show as a correct answer. Otherwise, if he clicks on anywhere else, let's say you can create more hotspots over here. Let's say this computer is another hotspot. Let me add more hot. That will not lead to correct answer. Let's say this is another computer. So there is this bottle, which can be also a hotspot. I can create another hotspot in the form of this particular object. Yeah. And let's me say that this is the correct answer. That when if the learner clicks on the television, that's the correct answer. Now click on your slide view and see what happens. See here. So you need to use a form view because these are already set templates of the, you can say, quiz. You don't have to do separately like creating triggers because it's already auto set when we choose this particular form view. So there are certain forms available like this, which you can use to make interaction using a picture. So we are using the picture and we are making some interaction with the picture. Learner is making the interaction with the picture. So slide view over here. Now, if you want the learner to, identify it multiple times, not like once I click and click on the submit button, but I want the learner to try multiple times until he gets the correct answer. Then I can say attempts over here. See your design. You would be here. Click on the design. You will have option to change it. You say over here as unlimited, or you can choose a number of times you want it. If you want the result size slide, well and good. If you don't want the result, it will say none. Okay. And if you want to add also a post quiz, let's say here, review, then that can be done in the hotspot. Most probably for a treasure hunt kind of, you may not require a post quiz review. But if you wanted, that option is also available. Yeah, so maybe I can say that's great. Let's move to the ship and use the map to, let's say, find the treasure island. So there we go, done. This is, and your slide view is, there we go, it's done. So you can see here, the trigger is automatically set when the user clicks on the submit button, submit hotspot. Yeah. Now, if you just carefully notice here, do you see slides are getting added over here? Correct, incorrect. The layers are getting added. Try again, review. Everybody with me? Yeah, we did not insert these slides because we have used the form. It's automatically getting inserted. And finally, you can see it. You can also modify it if you would like to do it a little bit. The post, in case you insert the quiz, the result slide, then only the post quiz review will come. Otherwise, this will not come. So how do I insert a post quiz review slide? Then I can perhaps again go to slides and I can click on the result button. So this is 4.1 and I can say graded result, insert. Yeah, and there we go. So I can choose the 4.1 as a graded result because this is my slide, the 4.1 which we created, 1.4, sorry, which we created here, 1.4. Yeah, everybody. So in the post quiz, the review, what you have it, if you want, you can insert that whole thing, let's say a button. Let's say we insert a button. Let's say board the ship. Basically to enter the ship basically once you are done. So we can set a trigger now once this is being set. If you see your hotspot, your base layer will not be visible. It will be visible only in your review. This button. And then you set a trigger. Let's say I can create another slide over here. Yeah, I can insert another picture. The picture could be, let's say, insert and go to picture. And I can get that particular image where the learner is boarding the slide, let's say. Here we go. So what we are doing now, we're just setting a small trigger. Yeah, so board the ship, what trigger? Let's say, don't forget it's 1.7, your slide number. So I'm going to click on, okay, let me check slide numbers, just verifying the slide number. Okay, so there we go. Back here, review slide, and we set a trigger. Plus trigger jump to, once the learner clicks, jump to next slide, or you can choose a slide number. Let's say slide number is 1.7. Yeah, when user clicks on this button 1. Okay. Yeah, so we try to preview now. Can you see this branching out taking place here? Yeah, so you can see here now how a particular trigger will lead to, landing up in a particular slide. And that is what will happen in a story view also. But here, since we are seeing one slide, we will be able to view it this manner. Yeah, so let's kind of preview it. Main objective is we just preview this particular slide. I think that's what basically we intend to see. So preview this slide. Yeah, so learner need to basically choose the right thing. Click on here and there. But again, after the clicking, let's say I have to click on that submit button. It's incorrect. I'll try again. Submit again. It's incorrect. Try, keep trying. Because it will not take it forward unless until I get the right clue. So I got the clue. Let's say this is the one. And then correct answer. I continue. Yeah. And again, I've just reviewed this slide. That's why it's not showing up the rest all. Right. So if I just preview multiple slides, let's say not able to select all. I have to preview the whole scene. Then only I can do it. Especially when the branching out is taking place, previewing the whole scene will be the option than anything. So there we go. There we go. The scene came. So I'm going to click here. TV, I guess we chose. There we go. Correct answer. Continue. Got the correct result. There we go. The review. Board the ship. There we go. We boarded the ship. So what we are doing here, if you see, the whole interaction is with the help of picture. We have a picture here. Yeah, base layer, picture here. We have a picture here. And of course, we have also a slide to show the result. It's not necessary to have a quiz result after every question. Though if you want, you can insert it. Or it will be like towards the end. We have a separate module on quiz. I'll show you. But at this moment, this whole part is basically using the picture. You can make the interaction. Did you follow it, people? So we will be able to view this last trigger only when we insert a result slide, remember? Because result slide will only have a review option. So you must insert the result slide if you really wanted the last slide, which is a review. Otherwise, a review will not appear. It will appear after all the questions are attempted. But here only we have one question. So what we do, we go to that layer. This review slide is in the base layer is your this slide, and your review slide will be the last slide, the last layer. Yes, you see here it's mentioned correct, incorrect, try again, incorrect, correct, review. So come to that review layer there towards your from here on that particular slide. On that slide only, you don't create it separately. It'll be automatically set because we are using the form view. I can just make a little change in the color if I wanted it to be a little bit better. Let's say I want the shape color to be some other color, let's say brown color, and I want the text to be of white color. So I can make some changes. I can increase the text size also over here. No, this was automatically set. I have inserted only the text. When did I insert the text? When I was creating the form. That time itself, post quiz. So I inserted it over here. And then automatically it will create, see here, feedback, incorrect, correct slide, try again slide, post quiz slide. It created it. I can edit it also. Like if you want to type something else, you can do that also over here. So in the form view, automatically whatever you create over here, the correct, incorrect, try again, this is automatic. You can edit it and then it will automatically insert the layers of it. In the last layer review, I just inserted this button from going to insert and this button. After that, I edited the button by typing in the text. Okay. And after editing the button, typing in the text, I set a trigger. Very simple trigger. See here. What trigger? Jump to the slide. Which slide? This slide. 1.7. Or I can say next slide also, but since I have connected it to your 1.7, we may consider it this way. If you keep it after the quiz slide, then that is another option. Next slide you can mention. But at this moment, I have selected the slide number. So it's very precise. That slide only it's jumping. Okay. When user clicks on this button, okay, then they will be able to land up on this scene. You're boarding the ship, the pirate ship. So why are we doing it? Basically, with the help of image and scenario, we are creating an interaction. And that's the whole objective of this particular, scene. Like I was showing you, you create a scene. You give the scenario a context to the learner. Learner get engaged and interested. They will look for the treasures and they will find the treasure. And then after that they find it, they will be boarding the ship. And then you continue with your further, I would say process of giving the inputs. So like that, there are many multiple scenarios can be created. You can try this out, people. You can just quickly go to Google and search for some map. Let's say map of office, map of maybe mountain forest, something. It can be not this map. I mean, when I say map of, let's say, office, yeah, images, image search. So you need to get an image basically, or map of India, or map of a world, or map of a particular city, or maybe something like this, like a map of a jungle, like a cartoon type, anything. Think about, use your idea. This is all about being creative. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. So how do we do it? Again, these are same thing which we have done, enter the ship and last image. To create the scenario, we take a situation, any kind of situation. Let's say if you're taking a office situation, let me just kind of grab some image. Let's say office map, maybe office map layout, let's say, because we want some kind of a layout. And I could have grabbed some images, let's say this one, or maybe this one would do, save the image. Yeah, go back to the over here and just insert the image. I can directly paste the image also. I can take it directly from there. Let me just this image, right? Not that good quality image, but I can copy it and I can paste it over here. There we go. Enlarge the size. And so each of these, this is office layout, and you're trying to orient the learner about different places in office. So what we can do is right here directly, we can set a hotspot over here, insert, and then you have a hotspot here. hotspot button. These are free form, like the oval, same thing you were having it in your quiz also. Yeah, so first I can set some hotspot. Let's say hotspot. First, I should identify a particular area where I can set a hotspot. So looks like this is where we have the office kitchen, maybe the kind of an, so I can say kind of a breakout area or something I can name it. Or maybe a kitchenette in office. Yeah, so this is yours. So identifying the hotspot is will be easier if we just set a name it in our timeline quickly. Then I can set another hotspot. Let's say meeting room. So I can say hotspot meeting room. Yeah. And then I can set another hotspot. These are looks like kind of individual cabins which are there in place. So I'm just kind of assuming this is the office reception. So I'm kind of keying it like a office reception desk, reception area, let's say. Yeah, and then comes once this is being set, then we have to create a layer so that the description about the learner clicks on this hotspot, the learner will be able to see a layer on it. Yeah. So let's say office reception area. So I'm going to create a layer. Yeah. And we need to now, we can place like you can say a kind of a text box. If you want, you can insert a button also, however you want it. Let's say I want to insert a button. Now, where do I need to insert? I have to perhaps go to that area. If the learner clicks on this area, then he will be able to see the description. Say layer. Yeah, similarly, I come back to the base layer and identify the meeting room. And again, create a layer. Okay, first, I should see where is the meeting room. So, meeting room is in, this is a meeting room. So, I can again insert, go to insert and use button and put it as a meeting room. Yeah. And then again, once again, go to the base layer and we also have office kitchenette. So there we go. So I create another layer and just besides that particular area, I should insert another. So identifying the area is absolutely a bit relevant over here because kitchenette is here. So I may say office. There we go. So all layers are being set. Now you can see it over here. Same process which we have done it over here. Now only now you have to just watch out for the triggers which we need to set. Right? So we will also in the main layer, we will also insert a button like found clues or found places. Let's say over here, found locations. Or let's say you've asked to find a particular location, then you can always mention it. So let's say found location, that is a relevant locations in the office or found one location. If you ask for one question, that okay, where is the reception desk or where is a office kitchenette? Like that. So once the learner identifies one or two, they will be basically this button will appear. So what we do over here in our base layer, the base layer will remain the same as it is. Over here, what we do, we take this a little bit more forward. We increase the timeline and we don't show it in the initial. You show it after a few seconds because if learner don't identify the hotspot, directly clicks on the found button, then it'll go to the next slide. So instead of that, we let it be there for we just show it after, let's say 5 seconds so or 6 seconds maybe. So learner will search a little, click here and there a little bit, and then this will appear. Found places or found location or whatever clue you would like to mention. Right now, what we do, we go ahead and set some triggers. There we go, trigger. So what trigger, guys? What do you think? Apply some logic. Come on. So don't forget we should perhaps name it. I think that'll be very easy. It's the uh, reception area. So it'll be easy for us when we are setting the trigger. This is meeting room. And then this is office kitchenette. There we go. Done. We come back to the base layer. Now apply the logic and tell me what trigger should I set so that when the learner clicks on a particular hotspot, it will show up that particular location. Okay, let's start with the reception area. Okay. Very good. Done. And what we do, we copy it now and we will paste it for the rest of. This is how you can make the things more faster. We can set it, we can just kind of change it, so there will not be any confusion. Let's say I'm going to paste for this and then paste for this and then check it, come back and always like instead of, you have to make the task more simpler or faster. If you keep on doing for each one, there's no point. So when the user clicks on the hotspot kitchenette, then it will show the kitchenette. When the user clicks on the meeting room, it will show the meeting room. And this automatically the found location will come in the timeline after 6 seconds, or if you want to set it after 8 seconds, so that you give those 8 seconds of time. And if you want, you can connect this found location to your next slide or whatever next scene. And after that, you can give a description. Yeah, so this is where we are not making the learner, kind of get a grades or anything, just like asking him to choose some relevant things from the screen. So let's preview it. Okay, so if I click on it, I can see now this is my thing. And see the button is yet to be identified. Now I got the button. Click on the found button. And there we go. So it's not connected to next slide, but you can see perhaps over here that this is where we have it. So once again, if you just quickly preview it. There we go. Kitchenette, meeting room, reception area, and the found button is yet to come. So this within a few seconds, the found button will come. There we go. This 360-degree image. Yeah, so though the articulate is not so sophisticated to take up 360-degree view your images and do a workaround. However, still there's a scope of working around it a bit. How? Let's see that. So if you go to insert, then you would have an option called 360-degree image. Yeah, so here basically that 360-degree image can be rotated, which will give an interactivity to the learner. The image, there is no library like you have a content library for character, photos, illustration, icons, videos. However, there is no like content library inbuilt in Articulate for 360-degree image. So what you can do, you can search on Google, or if you have something in your computer as a 3D image, you can use that. Often using a panoramic image can be also a way to give a 360-degree feeling. So what we do first thing is we insert the image. So I can show you what all different interactivity we can have it using image. So one is you image or the hotspot, which you did. Without hotspot also we can use an image and insert the hotspots on it. And then this is another option available. So what we do, we basically click on 360-degree image so that we can go and insert that particular 360-degree image. So I'm just kind of grabbing that some images over here. I'm able to save some of these 360-degree images. So I'm just taking this image. It's a Hubble telescope. There we go. It says that usually 1:2, 2:1 is a appropriate dimension. However, I'm saying yes, I still want the image to be inserted over here. Yeah, so there we go. You can always decrease the size if you want to keep it just a little bit like this in the center. Or if you want to stretch it completely, you can keep it in the stretched way also. So let me keep it like a full screen. over here. Now, once this is inserted, you will have this small, note which says edit. Yeah, so we need to basically click on the editor so that we can edit the image accordingly. When we say edit, basically, if you see here, it's mentioned editor to customize the marker, hotspot or triggers if you have any such plan. So I'm going to click on this edit. Okay, so now have a look. Once you click on the edit, you will be able to view the image. Prior to that, you couldn't, unless until you play it. Like if you do review, then only you will be able to view. So now, right now, you can say this is your 360-degree image preview. Not that great, but still somehow it gives a feeling of a 360-degree, as you can see it over here in this particular image. So what we do now, you can go ahead now, check out these options. They're on the top panel. The moment you click on the edit button, you will have this option appearing, marker and hotspot. Yes, so here, if you want, we can go for a marker where each part of this Hubble telescope can be explained over here with the help of marker. Now, what I have done, I have taken this image from the PowerPoint where description is given. But in the PowerPoint, there is no interactivity. Like if you see here, this is where the image is from here. These are 360-degree images you can see if I rotate and show you. These are better 360-degree if you see here. But there, that option is not there. It's very limited. So what I can do, I can take up the description. Let's say this is about the aperture door, and I can go ahead, insert that marker. Let's say marker over here, because this particular marker is indicating the aperture door. And I can also go ahead and insert the description if I want to give any separate description to the learner, which is absolutely needed because the whole purpose of showing him a 360-degree image is basically you can also drag it and place it where you feel it will be relevant. So this is the aperture door. Yeah, likewise, scroll and go. These are the solar panels. So I can again create a marker and I can say solar panels, right? And I can perhaps also go ahead, add a descriptor. So I'm going back to the original source, the image, and taking some descriptors from there. This can be done also using the hotspot. Yeah, so right now this way. And there are basically you can say two uh, solar panels. So I can again scroll towards the other side and perhaps show this also, this particular. So again, adding up another hotspot, another button, marker, adding a marker. It's not taking the marker. There we go, marker. Let's need to delete it. Marker and title text is here. And then solar panel. Yeah, likewise, I can also give a marker for those other parts, whatever parts we are familiar with. So there is an antenna, communication antenna over here. So I can set and insert a marker for that also. So I'm just taking the content from here. And again, insert a marker, communication antenna, and the description. Because the purpose of the markers are basically to give the learner idea about what it is. Marker can be moved also here a bit. There we go. We have set markers. So you have two options. One is a free navigation. Second is a guided tool. If it's guided tool, whatever number of markers are there, that will be showing one by one, like a flip. One shows, second shows, third. However, the learner will have an ability to also, scroll so that the image will be viewed. How you see it now as a 360, that option will be there in place. Yeah, so we go for a free navigation. Yeah, once this is done, don't forget to save and close. There's a separate save and close button over here, if you see here. Just so I'm going to click on save and close. This will save on close on that particular slide only. Yeah, this is done. We go click on this. Let's go for a preview of this particular slide. Yeah, so there we go. As a learner scrolls, click on the button, we'll be able to read the description. Yeah, further scrolls, we'll be able to see the description. What is it? Aperture door. Again, scrolls further, see the description. So learner can view it all through, 360-degree image. So it gives a complete view. So what you're doing is basically you're using an image and making an image interaction. So this is what it is. Now the same can be done also with the help of your hotspot. Let me show you how that can be done. So again, we go and insert an image. Of course, 360. So I'm taking this same, but preview is a little different. Yeah, so image is inserted. The moment you insert, you will have this button, edit 360-degree image, click on it. Yeah, and then have a preview, have a look that whether it's really suitable one, can you really use it? Because this is what the interface is. This is how you can view this particular image. So there's a limitation. If you see here, when I was showing you over here, this image, if I just show you this image, let me show you this one. And if I just rotate, it completely gives a 360-degree preview. You can see here, the aperture door, the solar panels, antenna, everything is so prevalent. But you may not have it over here, 360. So often for a 3D kind of exercise, this wouldn't be that good. But again, at least it brings some interactivity. So what you do, you can now insert a hotspot. So let's say we're going to insert a hotspot for communication at the antenna. So we click on first, we of course go to that place. Let's say here is a communication antenna. We set a hotspot like this. Yeah, and then enter communication antenna. Description can be also given. Let me not give the description this time. And then you have your aperture door. So there we go. Where do we have the aperture door? This side, basically this is the door. This is the one. So we set a hotspot. You can set it this manner and enter it over here. And then we also have a hotspot for communication antenna is done. The solar panel. Now you can see the solar panel. If you see very careful in this particular image is appearing over here. This is your solar panel, which is not so clearly evident because of the type of image which you have selected, right? So I'm going to just leave it for the solar panel for this particular one. And let's save it. Don't forget, save and close. And now we preview it. Let me clear the notation. So preview this slide. Yeah. Now you rotate. Yeah, you identify the place. You need to identify the hotspot. See here, hotspot. The moment you click on it, you found it. One of two visited because you found one. Then you have to find one more. There we go. Aperture door. Yeah, so this is where you can kind of set it. It's a simple, like it's not like prompting you to go for a quiz as such, but you are setting it. But again, you can always set a separate trigger for it. But this is like a simple interactivity. Rather, we have better options for our quizzes. Like you can see, there are so many options available for graded quizzing. So this could be just like a simple interactivity for the learner to discover something. So there are this form also survey questions. I mean, there are so much for our quizzing. But for interactivity, this definitely works as you just saw it over here. Yeah, so you should grab, I would recommend you to do this exercise. Maybe you can do it and maybe show me in your next session. Would that be fine? Right. So don't forget a couple of things. One is you do it for this, which is your marker. Second, you do it for a hotspot also, so that you have a hands-on into this particular thing. It's like ways to create interactivity. Yeah. Now let me show you another aspect which we will discuss now. So what we will try to do now, we will use photo, character, caption. We will use a timeline. We'll set the timing and also order of the object. We'll also use a text or speech. We'll create a scenario-based conversation. Also use flip cards. Okay, and animation, all of it. Character and photo absolutely is going to play an important role for us. So how we do it, I'm taking like a kind of an, new slide and couple of plain slides over here. To create the scene, you can visualize because most of the time as a e-learning developer, your objective is to create these multiple scenes which are there in place, which will help you to bring a better interactivity with the learner. So I am going to close this and perhaps take a little bit of content, yeah, which I've just kind of created a small scenario over here. We will be taking a help of that. So first, what I want is basically a kind of an office meeting taking place between the two characters. Like not a meeting, they're having just a conversation. So I'm going to get an image. So one of the way is to get the images. Of course, you go and say, let's say office meeting room. You can grab an image which could be suitable. Let's say this is an image I'm taking. To have a better quality of the image, I'm going to the source because often source will have a better image than just like from here. So I copy that image. You can save it and insert also. That could be an alternative option. So I just copied it and pasted it, and it looks like fitting it pretty much within the size of our screen, which is a good thing. Then I'm going to insert to character. This is where you need to be careful often whenever you try to insert. I mean, not always, but often there will be a stuck kind of a situation where your articulate may hang. So I'm going to take Laura and choose a pose of Laura as if Laura is talking to another person. But again, these are the options, poses which are available. So I need to choose within this particular pose. I want her to speak to the other person face to face. I'm kind of choosing where she has turned to the other side and say insert. So Laura will be here and Laura may have a conversation with another character. So again, I go to the insert character and choose, let's say Brandon, and choose a pose for the Brandon. He will be turning to this side and speaking to Laura. So they're basically having some kind of a conversation between them. So you can see we're talking about using the photo. We did it using the character. Now we will add up the conversation, the captions to it. So usually when you look at the storyboard, which is created by your instructional designer, you will have the script or voiceover content, whatever you require it on the slide. So you can take it from there, the whole script which is there, and accordingly insert it on the slide. However, if you're not having a storyboard, you're doing it on your own, you may create and visualize a scenario, make a plan beforehand. Okay, what's going to happen in this particular scene? So I thought maybe these two characters will have a conversation with them about a particular project, and that particular whole scenario is already created over here. So what Brandon is going to do, he's going to say a dialogue to Laura. Yes, you can also do it. It's not like you have to do it right on the spot, but you can imagine a scenario and accordingly have a conversation between the two or multiple characters. So I'm going to insert the captions now. There we go. Insert a caption, insert the text over there in the caption, and there we go. Yeah, and if you want, you can change the caption color also. Let me keep it like this. Yeah, and then Laura is going to respond. So I need to have another caption for Laura. So I just copied, made another copy of it. But of course, the text is going to change over here. So from your storyboard or from wherever you have created a plan, you may take the text. So I'm going to take a text from here, which I have created as a plan just to give you a quick idea. So this is a conversation. So what Brandon says basically he's congratulating Laura and saying you did a good job getting the project from this particular client. And Laura thanks Brandon and also says yes, it is a effort of Al's also who did it, right? So this is where Laura asks a question, when is a project meeting? So we have another dialogue which is going to appear from the your this Brandon. So I've created that dialogue also. So the meeting is basically tomorrow. Yeah, so this dialogue will go for Brendan over here. See, the dialogues are overlapping, but don't worry, dialogues would not overlap because we will arrange them in the timeline in such a manner. So this is your slide one. And now it is tomorrow. This is where the meeting starts. So again, you grab an image. So I'm just going to insert an image from the image source, which I've already created. So I go to image, I go to file. I can copy paste from the internet also, and I can grab that particular image. Just let's say this is an image pretty much fitting within that preview, same image size as this is one. And we get another character. This is where the meeting is taking place. As Brandon already indicated, the meeting is tomorrow and Al will be meeting the entire team. So we have Al now. So we insert another character. All these are photographic character which we are taking. See here. Yeah, so I'm going to take Al now, insert it. You can see here this image. Al is need to be like a full size. Now it's like kind of coming outside the preview of this whole screen. So what we're going to be doing is we go to format and we crop it. We crop it in such a manner, like I said yesterday, place the particular image on a particular thing. It could be the here, which we cannot in this scene, but here. We can change the pose of the character now if we wanted a different pose. So pose as such that Al is speaking. So I can put it like this if I wanted, or some other kind of pose which you feel will be relevant. Yeah, Al can be happy, Al can be explaining or using this. Let me insert this one. Okay, or maybe something else. Okay, so let me keep this over here. Yeah, and then again go to insert and get some captions. So what we want basically this time Al to speak up a bit about this new project because this is what the main expectation is. So you can also insert a, let's say a text and show here next day, let's say during the team meeting. This can be increased in size if you want or decrease in size. The text color can be changed accordingly if you want it from here. You go to your home and change the text color. Let's say if you want a little different color. So that is pretty much possible. We keep this color at this moment. Change the dialogue caption basically to this color, gray color. And again, since I created the dialogue, I'm grabbing it from here. He is giving the meeting briefing now and paste it over here. Yeah, once this is done, then let's assume that here one of the employee is asking a question about the project features or something. So here I can insert another dialogue because this is where we want the conversation to take place. For you, the dialogues can come directly from your plan or from the storyboard. There we go. Ensure that the size of the script is even all throughout. Yes, it shouldn't happen. One is big, another one small. It's recommended to be of even size. That is what is always good. So I can set a particular size over here. It's a little I mean, disproportionate, but you need to take care of that, right? So there we go. This is a scene. Now there's a question if you see. So this is a project briefing and there's a question. Could you highlight the key features to be included in this particular project? Because he spoke about the project, which is a software application employee information management system, AIMS. So here what we could do, again, we insert another slide. We take the same image, let's say this one, take the same character, insert it over here. There we go, done. Now what we do, we change the pose because here I'll need to answer. So what I do, select the particular character, go to design and change the pose. Pose can be anything speaking or maybe he's writing. So I'm trying to find an image where he can write something on the whiteboard. So this can be an image or, okay, this can be another image which can be considered. This can be another image. Or if you want this image, this can be also considered as if he's writing using a pen. Yeah, so there we go. If he's trying to use this and write, answer the question. So again, the script is here. Now you need to watch out for this particular scene. So we are trying to basically build up on a scene, a scenario basically. So there we go. Yeah. And now all these are the features. So assume he's speaking as well as the features he's writing on the board. So how do we get that kind of an indication? What we do, we insert the text boxes and we animate them. It'll come one by one kind of a thing. Let's say this first we change the font as if it's a writing. Somebody's writing on the board. So some kind of a writing font would be the handwriting style would be the one which you can use if you want. Or it could be something little more readable, better. But again, it's a writing format. So this could be the one more better readable. So centralized database, this is one created. And then we insert another text box. We insert the text. Okay, delete this. This is another one written. And then again, once again, insert. Remember, in the first place itself, we have changed the font. So all the places, the font will remain the same so that we will not have a hassle. And then again, insert. And then we have the last one. There we go. Yeah, so all this can be arranged a little bit in kind of an order. I can just kind of select it. Hold on. Select them and then you can go to alignment. But again, when you write, it wouldn't be so nicely aligned. But if you want, you can make a little bit of alignment. You say horizontally, you distribute them evenly. And if you want to also distribute them in terms of, let's say, left aligned, that is also where it's automatically done. Right? Now here, I can now go back. This is our scene being created. Yeah. Now, after this, I also want to see we are yet to set the trigger. You're just kind of creating the scene. So what we want the learner to use flip cards. See here, flip cards. Okay. So here, the Al is already explaining a feature. Let's learner need to know more about the project. So what you do, let's say we insert a text box. We say, click to know more about the project. Which project? That employee information management system project. So what you do here, you insert these cards. So you take the button, okay, this button like this, yeah, and then come back to your states. Are you with me, guys? Any doubt? Are you following it? You need to simulate the whole scene, remember. So click on the, get a button, click on the state of the button, and then here create a new state. If you want to change the color, you can do so. Right now, I'm keeping the same. I say edit state, and I'm going to click on this new state, and then choose a selected state and add it. Followed it and say done. So we already have these standard states, normal, hover, down, visited, disabled. Now I added another state called selected. Okay, so do it for one button and then press your control button and just drag it a little bit. So you'll be able to create a few more. 4. To arrange it in a proper order, all you need to just select them and you can go ahead and go to format and you align them properly. You know, they're properly, evenly aligned. We don't want it this manner. We want it to be properly distributed. Yeah. in all direction. I think this is where it's going pretty good. No need for further arrangement. Now on these flip cards, we are adding information about the project. So one is a product feature, which is already done because Al has explained it. So we talk about the let's say the risk, maybe the potential risk involved in the project. Yeah, so to do so, we come back over here and keep a title to the slide. Let's say potential risk, project risk. Yeah, and then after doing this, typing this text, please come to your this particular button, and you come to the again edit state. Carefully notice, in the normal button this will be visible, and in the selected button, select that button, and then after selecting, carefully notice what am I doing, type in this particular text, because this is a description about the potential risk, and then click on this done button. Yeah, you need to do the same for the other things also. Let's say we also would like to talk about the project benefits. So copy the content which you want from your storyboard, and then click on this thing. This is your normal state. You click on potential project benefits. Yeah, this is done. Now come back to the selected button, come back to the edit state, and then select the last button, which is your selected state. And just on the top of it, just insert the content which you want the learner to see. And you're done. Click on the done button. Do the same for the other two buttons, whatever content you want them to see. Let's say one content I want them to see is a timeline. So I'm going to, you can make the edits in the content also. At this moment, I'm just taking it as it is being given. Yeah. And again, edit. Come to the last and just paste it. Done. So we're done for 3 buttons, one more button left. What do we talk about in this particular button? Okay, we can talk about the end user training. So here, let's say end user training, that will be your client training. Again, click on the edit state, last button. On the top of the text, just copy paste your text, remove this. I think this is not required, and then you are done. Let me just check it's been, yeah, I can edit it once again. I'm editing just to remove this timeline description, which is given over here, and then done. So this particular aspect is almost done. You can see now, we need to definitely, don't have to do any kind of trigger on this particular slide. So let's go ahead, go back to our this timeline. Now we can add a voiceover if you want. So if I have to add a voiceover, this is your first. So quickly, let me insert some voiceover. Insert audio. Please stop me wherever you're stuck or not following it. Okay. Okay, so it's a mail. So I will take, because it's Branson, close captions, insert. Yeah. And then Laura is going to speak. Branson also has another dialogue. Let me take that as well. And for Laura also, I'm adding up the voiceover. The same need to be done for the other also. We take this whole text and insert text to speech. I can preview the voice. This is good. So I just want to view, if you want to preview the voice, then you can click on that. Am I sharing my, optimizing it for sound also? Okay. Now this is another dialogue, so I will insert that also. We have the last scene. where Al will say this particular dialogue. And then we, of course, the second last scene because we have one more, but we don't require a dialogue for that. Yeah, so there we go. This is set. Now we need to work on the timeline. Yeah. So come to your timeline. You can see now everything, whatever has been object. See, whatever object we insert on our slide, it will be shown in the timeline. And your audio files will be outside. Even if you drag it inside, it will not be visible to the learner. But you can see now from here, there are three voiceover, which is there for this particular. So what we do now, this is where we want the timeline to be extended, because the moment you insert an audio file, whatever is the length of the audio, that longest one will basically till that only it will stay. But we have to extend it because we want to stack up the voiceovers. So first thing, what is going to say this goes together, because Brandon will basically say congratulations, and after that we will have Laura thanking it. So this should appear after this. Yeah, so the voiceover also should extend here in the timeline. Okay, and after the Laura's dialogue, only the dialogue of Branson will appear, where he's answering to the Laura's question. So we're going to again drag it. This is a text to speech 3. 3 is, I think that the 3 is the number one. 3 is a Laura's one, I think. Yes, that's what I did actually. Yeah, number 2 is a Branson's one. Or did I miss it up? So the third was this one, I think. First I did for the Branson 1 and 2. So 2 will come to the last then. Yeah, voiceover 2 will come to the last. 3 will be the second last. Yeah, this will be together. So what we do, we just try to align it and then we will do the animation to it. So I'm going to select these two, take it to this side. Yeah, so you can see now this dialogue gets over here in the timeline. Can you see 9 seconds? And then the next dialogue starts, gets over at 16 seconds. And then the next dialogue continues. To make sure these are also aligned, animated accordingly, what you can do for this particular dialogue, set a animation, which is your exit here. You have entry and then you have exit. So I'll say fade. Yeah, just carefully. Now see very carefully. Select your timeline very carefully on your this dialogue and just hover your mouse a little bit. Can you see this black color line appearing? Everybody? This black color is for extending the timeline. So just hover a little bit. You will see a small white color line appearing now. Just a moment. It's coming up. Now, can you see the white color line? Arrow? Carefully, that white should come and then carefully drag it to the other side. Yeah, till here. Because we want this particular animation to stay from here to here, and after that stop, fade away. And then we add another animation to it, which is, see, again we go back to animation and do a entrance animation. There's no entrance for the first dialogue, remember. There's also only exit animation. And again, we do the same thing. Select this very carefully. Apply your exit animation also, because there's one more dialogue after this. And then carefully see that white color line coming up and then keep it till here. Same thing over here. You just need to have an exit animation for the entrance animation for this. No exit animation is required for this. Only entrance, because this will be the last dialogue. So exit is not required. Okay. Again, you can do the same thing. If you want, you can drag it. However, you can keep it like this. Will not be a problem for the last scene at all. Yeah. So we have stacked up the dialogues now. And if you see, there's no trigger as such we require at this moment. Yeah, it will automatically play according to the timeline. If you want, you can also have an exit, but we don't require exit. We can always keep it till here. This is where the conversation will end. You cannot minimize your timeline for the dialogue, guys. Your script length of voiceover will remain the same. Your timeline need to be extended according to the length of your voiceover. Okay, now let's go to the second slide. In the second slide, you can see this is your Let me just check on the dialogue if I've not done anything. This is your text to speech 2, text to speech 3. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so here is the first dialogue, and only after this, the second will appear. So what we do, we again extend the timeline. As I said, the timeline will not, fit the, if you are extending, unless until you extend it this way. So one dialogue ends, another dialogue starts. Yeah, again over here, for this voiceover, you need to do the same. This text dialogue caption, basically, you need to do the same. You can go to your animation and say exit animation. That is your fade. And then again, carefully come here and look for that white color, line. It has appeared, and then drag it till here. For this voiceover, again, for this caption, come back and apply the animation. Yeah, only fade animation. That is an entry animation, and you're done. If you want to complete it here, you can do that also. So if you want, you can start a little bit later. Both can appear a little bit later also from the timeline, split second. All good? Yeah, so 2 slides we have done. Now is a third slide. Now what you can do, if you want these text to appear one by one, click on it and you can go to your animation and choose each one. Like let's say you have fade, and then you have second one, again, fading. See, we don't want any kind of flying objects or anything that would be a little weird in this particular scene. So this will be the most relevant animation which you can take up. And then this last one. So these objects, these text box will appear one by one. Yeah, we created a voiceover. Yeah, so now what you can do, you can stack up these objects. We added animation. Can you see it's appearing now? So first thing is going to speak is a centralized database. So what I can do, that centralized database, where is it? Here we go. I can drag it down and I can keep it as a first thing. And then the second thing would be this auto self-service. So I can keep this. And then your third thing is a role-based control. I can keep like this. I'm stacking it up. So it will appear as the Al speaks. And then fourth is automated. And then fifth is a reporting. You can see I've stacked it up. Why it stacked it up? It's synchronizing with the dialogue. Dialogue starts from 0 to 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, all this will appear one by one, as if he's speaking and writing. All good? Yeah, this is also set. We don't have to set a trigger. Here also, we don't require a trigger as such. Yeah, here also. Let's preview this particular scene then. So in this scene, you will be able to see all these basically aspects which we are trying to cover up. It's like creating a scenario-based conversation. Yeah, so we are using all this Flipkart's animation, scenario-based context to speech and all that stuff. There we go.
Congratulations, Laura. You did a fantastic job in convincing this new client to accept our business
Can
proposal.
you hear the audio?
I'm looking forward to get started with this project.
Thanks, Brandon. I feel it's your as well Al's efforts which paid off. When is our project kickoff meeting?
It's tomorrow. I will be meeting the entire team to brief on it.
Right. So there we go.
This new client is currently using an outdated system for managing employee information. So, this project...
We have not set a trigger for this. We don't require a trigger. We don't require animation for this. So I can say none. This also none. This could appear as it is. Let's see if some kind of a goof up done in the timeline. Oh yes, the goof up is here. This should go later. Yeah, I have just set it. This will be in the beginning itself. Because this is not a dialogue, this is a regular text. And this is a dialogue. This should go together. Right, I can extend the timeline a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so this is where you have to take care of it. Start from here directly. Clear, guys? Okay. Let me preview it. We should not have an issue. Let me check out over here if everything is fine. Yes, it is stacked up. So previewing this scene. Yes.
Congratulations, Laura. You did a fantastic job in convincing this new client to accept our business proposal. I'm looking forward to get started with this project now.
Thanks, Brandon. I feel it's your as well Al's efforts which paid off. When is our project kickoff meeting?
It's tomorrow. Al will be meeting the entire team to brief on it.
Okay, there.
This new client is currently using an outdated system for managing
I think
employee
again, goof up on
information.
the dialogue.
So,
This dialogue
this
is not
project
appearing.
will involve the development and implementation of a comprehensive employee information management system, EIMS. The scope includes data migration, software development, hardware upgrades, and end-user training.
Could you highlight the key features to be included in this AIMS?
Right. So
The
there
key
we go.
features are a centralized database, self-service portals for
This is
employees,
appearing as per
role-based
the
access control,
dialogue.
automated data validation, and reporting capabilities.
Right. So there we go. So the learner can flip. You can see as they flip, they'll be able to see the details, flip cards which are created. Everybody, right? So I think in this scene number 2, the dialogues, this dialogue box did not appear. This should appear. Yeah, that's what I'm checking basically. I have just misplaced the dialogue and all. That's why you're checking it. So this is a new client currently. This is text to speech. Yeah. So whether you keep it up and down doesn't matter. It's just the arrangement of the object. So I'm just checking on the animation. Animation is failed, which is all going good. There is nothing wrong over here. And there need to be also animation over here, which is the entrance animation. Yes. Okay, let me remove the animation and reset the fade animation for this dialogue. Yes, just preview this slide only.
This new client is currently using an
Output.
outdated system for managing employee information. So, this project will involve the development and implementation of a comprehensive employee information management system, EIMS. The scope includes data migration, software development,
You can
hardware
always cut short
upgrades,
the
and
dialogue.
end-user training.
Could you highlight the key features to be included in this AIMS?
So it's like a kind of a storytelling. Dialogues need to be shorter as possible, but you can see the scene. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What we are using these, all these things we are using. We are not even using a trigger if you just carefully notice. The flip cards are really good. I mean, whenever you require, you can give that option also. You may try to create a scenario, visualize a scenario and see if you could use these aspects. What aspects? These aspects. The scenario could be anything, whatever you choose. And you're not using any triggers separately. These are the player trigger, which are automatically there in every slide. Clear, guys? Any question?